I don't know about you, but I'm a believer. I am a believer in the Vancouver Canucks for 23-24 because going up against one of the best teams in the NHL, one of the only teams that had a better record than Vancouver heading into tonight's contest, the Vancouver Canucks defeat the Dallas Stars 2-0 in a game where you could say this was a scheduled loss for Dallas. You could say that the Stars would be a little bit tired, a little bit out of it. That wouldn't be that unfair of a conclusion to make. Why? Well, let's get into it. The Dallas Stars played off on Wednesday night against the Calgary Flames. They won 4-3. They played off against the Edmonton Oilers Thursday night. They won 4-3. Two very close games won by the Stars in Alberta, and they end up squeaking away with 4-3 victories in the process. Back-to-back situation, they have one night's worth of rest on Friday, and on Saturday they're back at it again against the BC team. In Vancouver, you could say it was a scheduled loss, but the best part about this Vancouver Canucks team is that even though you could say this could have been a scheduled loss, you would not have felt it if you had just watched this game without any context. Both the Canucks and the Stars brought their A game. The Canucks didn't take their opponent lightly, like we had seen 2 nights ago in the San Jose game. By the way, those San Jose Sharks, they got 10 goals scored against them again tonight by the Pittsburgh Penguins, the first time in decades that a team has surrendered 2 straight 10-goal against games. But all San Jose conversations aside, we had seen in that game that the Vancouver Canucks don't care how good you are, they don't care how bad you are, they're going to play with the same effort level and not stoop down to your level subconsciously or physically. They're still going to play their game, they're going to dominate if they can, and that's what they did against San Jose. Should that have been a shutout game? Yeah, probably so. There was a very legit chance that if the Philip Zadina goaltender interference was challenged by Tocchet, it would have gone the other way. But that doesn't matter, because guess what? The Vancouver Canucks get their shutout the very next game against the Dallas Stars. On paper, you could say this one was uneventful. 2-0 is the final score here, and the 2 goals that were scored were in pretty quick succession in that second period. You had Dakota Joshua fluttering one off the skate of Miro Heiskanen in front. It rebounds to Pius, who was able to drive it in past Jake Oettinger, and then the second goal of the game, the 2-0 goal, was a brilliant setup by Filip Hronek. You see, earlier in the play, Filip Hronek had a chance to take the puck at the right point, walk in, and fire a shot off the glove of Oettinger. A few moments later, on the same shift, he gets the puck again, tries to walk in again, and instead of firing the shot, he sends a quick, slick, nifty pass backdoor across the crease to ELIAS Pettersson, who is there to bang it in and make the game 2-0. That is it. Those are the only 2 goals scored in this game. And admittedly, for my fantasy situation, which I'm talking about quite a lot here because I want to keep y'all involved with what's going on in my life, I would have preferred more goals and more assists and more points from Hughes, from Miller, from all these other guys. But this was a game where the Vancouver Canucks, especially in that third period, they told us, hey, we're not here to please your fantasy team, Lego Rocks 99. We're here to win some hockey games. And if you wanted to talk about padding the stats and getting everything up in there, yeah, we did that last game. We don't need to do that here. The Vancouver Canucks in the third period did not play a game where they were trying and clawing at the grip to get whatever goal they could. Sure, there were chances, sure, there were pucks thrown on goal, it's inevitable, right? But what the Vancouver Canucks did in the third period was just play complete, shut down, let's support our goaltender in the best way possible kind of hockey. And they did it almost perfectly. And I say, okay, you know what? No, perfectly. Yeah, they didn't allow a goal. Shutout, Thatcher Demko. So there, we're giving the props out, right? The Vancouver Canucks did an exquisite job, especially with 4 minutes left on the 6-on-5 play, clogging up the middle, clearing pucks out to the boards, ricocheting things out to center ice, and making the Dallas Stars frustrated. You could honestly see some of the same patterns when the Canucks were on the power play. There were moments in that second period especially where the Canucks had power play advantages where you would see 5 shots on goal, but the Stars just do such a good job at clogging up the middle and not giving the Canucks much to really shoot at, forcing a few more passes, forcing some more time wasted, and forcing a shot that eventually gets saved by Jake Oettinger. This was more so of a game of defensive prowess and will, rather than pure talent, offensive capabilities, and skill. This was a crazy game and such a big divergence from what we had seen against the San Jose Sharks that it's super cool to see how the Vancouver Canucks can play a much different kind of game. They can adjust on the fly. They can adjust to their opponents, and they can play a game that responds very well to how their opposition is going up against them. The Vancouver Canucks beat the Stars at their own game, and sure, you could say there were some help from the referees, there were some penalties that were a bit excessive, I feel, but at the end of the day, most of these calls, I feel, were normal and okay to make, especially the instigator one. Like, Mason Marchment ends up going out there and takes off his helmet before he charges Ian Cole to go in for the fight. I think that's probably why he got the unsportsmanlike penalty or whatever it was in that exchange. Of course, Ian Cole bodying Matt Duchene didn't make things any better, but the Vancouver Canucks squeak out of this one with a 2-goal win, propelling them over the Dallas Stars in the NHL standings and making them the second best team in the Western Conference. Only the Vegas Golden Knights, who are up 6-0 against the Colorado Avalanche, have more points. And the Vancouver Canucks are tied with the New York Rangers, who have 17 points in 11 games as well. They're tied for 3rd in the league. The Vancouver Canucks, what is this, 13% of the way through the year, are the 3rd best NHL team? What? How is that possible? Like, is this team really that good? I don't know, man. I think they are. We've been seeing this slowly build up ever since that Edmonton game. It maybe peaked with the San Jose game, but now they have a super tight, super defensively minded, and just overall completely different kind of game that they still come out victorious on, and it propels them to this spot in the standings. If you want to go over the points as well, ELIAS Pettersson scored a goal in this one, which was great. He had a bunch of blocks and a lot of shots too, which helps me out for my fantasy team. But ELIAS Pettersson, with his goal tonight, propels him to being in a tie with Jack Hughes for 1st overall in the NHL's point production race. 20 points in, 11 games played for ELIAS Pettersson. And that is a metric that if you take a look at the numbers right here, you try to project everything over 82 games, I mean, he's on pace for 149 points, which is not terribly unreasonable. Okay, maybe it is a tad unreasonable. Connor McDavid reached that and more last year. But with Jack Hughes sidelined for a little bit, there is ample opportunity for ELIAS Pettersson, for Jesper Bratt, for Artemi Panarin, for JT Miller, Quinn Hughes, all the other guys that are underneath Jack and shortly under him to overtake the other Hughes in the race for points. Of course, as we had talked about with the Adam Fox situation, of course, we're not saying that we want Hughes to be injured for as long as he can be injured for. We hope that speedy recoveries are made. We hope that everything goes well, and we had talked about that in the video earlier today too. We do not like seeing good players sidelined. But, of course, hopefully all appropriate precautions are taken for Jack Hughes to come back properly and start dominating the NHL once again. I'm just saying, man, 1st overall in the NHL, ELIAS Pettersson is right there. Connor McDavid has a long way to go if he wants to reclaim his spot as the #1 point scorer in this year. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Vancouver Canucks beating the Dallas Stars 2-0 in a super tight, super defensively minded game. Thatcher Demko gets the shutout. He was perfect in this one. What an astounding game out of Demko. The saves, the robberies, the reinforcement of the pads, the reaction times, the Vancouver defense clearing the puck consistently out to the boards. They did their job in helping Demko out. Demko did his job in keeping the Canucks in it to win it. This was near a perfect game, honestly. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Canucks beating the Stars 2-0. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.